and they were concerned about the digitalization process, the number plate digitalization process. And they gave their issues that they were not comfortable with. We also highlighted in our communication to you the issue that we need the update of on the procurement of road equipment for the new districts and the municipalities and cities, I think. Then we'll need the issue of road safety. Honorable Minister and honorable colleagues, this issue is a serious one. Apparently, when an accident happens, we all get, I would call it even excitement, because everyone is talking about that. Then in 2 days, no one is talking about it. We wait for another big person to die. But also, when we pay attention to the death of the big people in accidents, in road carnage, on a daily, we lose very many people whose names cannot have an opportunity to be on the front line. So I thought you'd update this committee on the measures so far and the strategy, the comprehensive strategy. But on that note, but that would be for another day, that I thought I should bring it out. It has become a habit. Every time we meet here, Honorable Kavus has lost someone on a canoe, not someone actually, more than 4 people. Now today I saw him posting 10 or 20.
Mr. Chairman, this morning, a canoe carrying 31 people sailing from Chamswa sub-county to Kasenyi in Entebbe, capsized. There are problems relating to mechanical challenges, mechanical fairness of the engine, but still they were overloaded with cargo. The boat capsized, only 9 people survived. Mr. Chairman, the search for the bodies will go on for the next 3 days. And at this point, Mr. Chairman, stress the point that the ministry we don't, because I'm in government, I won't say they have neglected, let me be civil. But we should be seeing something the ministry promises or does.
So, thank you, because I wanted you to bring out the issue. But
yes, Mr. Chairman.
I think at a very appropriate time, we shall interact with the ministry to get the comprehensive strategy.
Thank you, Mr.
On
Chairman.
the issues of water. No, I'm still communicating. Okay, no one is supposed to respond to that because actually out of order. So, but you can continue sipping on your tea, and you'll come in at an appropriate time. So, I'll come to you again to listen to each other about the comprehensive strategy about this water transport. By the way, I'm not even looking at the ferries and the rest, but even the control. Who controls people that you shouldn't exceed 10 here? It shouldn't exceed 20 kilograms on this boat or canoe, whatever it is. Do we have some strategies in place? But we shall come back to you on that. That's not for today. Let's not mix these issues. So, road safety, and then we'll get an update on the motor vehicle registration, how far we have gone. So, those are the major issues we want to attend to. Those major issues as we highlighted them in the letter. And being that time is not on our side, we shall request that you, as much as possible, try to be on point. But importantly, to note Honorable Minister and the PS, every time we request for documents, kindly forward them are enough so that we have time to go through. And that would ease work from both sides. But now, it will be most times it's more or less a classroom, a teacher-student, because someone prepares whatever they are prepared and they are reading it to you. And of course, we need enough time to go through these papers.
Point noted, Chair.
Yeah. And when we ask for a document, we need it. I have seen some of your people, you ask them for audit reports, they are submitting for something that looks like. I think we need, when we ask for documents, we need them, and if you cannot communicate back why or when, because then it would ease our work all sides. So, allow me at this point to request that we start with Kasita. The petition from Kasita. We got procurement of road equipment. In that order, go to road safety and motor vehicle registration update. In that order. Thank you very much. Honorable Minister.
We apologize for the delays since you have already clarified it may be due to many communications. We got a mix-up. One, I condone with my honorable colleague for the continuous accidents on water. It is coming up, but also we are laying a strategy as Ministry of Works and Transport. Maybe at an appropriate time, when you invite us, we circulate to the committee for further advice, because we wouldn't wish to lose our dear friends. As you have guided Honorable Chair, I've come with the team specifically to brief us on the request you made. But Honorable Chair, I would like to put it clear on the issue of progress of motor vehicle registration. This is an activity done by the two ministries, Ministry of Works and Transport, and with the Ministry of Security. And security carrying the highest package or component of it. Maybe in the future you may wish also to interact with them. You hear from both sides, because for us we may play our part as Works and Transport, but when you are not on the same page with our Ministry of Security, things may not move on very well. We request, when we look at the issues of Kasita and the issues of progress in motor vehicle registration, road safety campaign, then plus program motor vehicle, most of those issues are similar. We request in our presentations, we combine the two. If you so wish to guide so, if you allow us, we combine road safety campaign, progressive motor vehicle registration, and the Kasita. We make it one presentation, because most of those issues are the same, and the information you want, you will find it there.
Kindly go ahead, Honorable.
Much obliged, Chairperson. So, with those many words, I request the PS to say something, then you invite someone who will represent Kasita.
We are sorry for the mix-up in the coming here and for the delay to submit the documents, because it becomes easier when you get these documents early and you go through them. But next time we hope we shall do so early enough. Like my minister has said, we have the issue of road safety, Kasita, and the motor vehicle registration, which will be handled by the Directorate of Transport, represented by the Commissioner, Road Safety. Then the other issue on procurement of equipment for new districts. This one falls under the Department of Mechanical Engineering, and they have take you through, and we interface on all these issues. So allow me at this juncture to request Commissioner Katshave Winston to take us through the first three issues.
Thank you, Chair. Through my Minister and PS, I will quickly go through the paper which has been distributed on the three issues from the letter as the Minister guided Kasita petition, progress on road safety campaign, and then the motor vehicle registration. Honorable Chair, this document, I'm reading it on behalf of the Minister. That's why it is. So I will skip some words like colleagues. On 28th July 2023, the Ministry received an invitation from the committee to provide an update on the following issues. 1, Kasita petition over the issuance of new registration plates by joint stock company Global Security, progress on the road safety campaign, and then the progress on the motor vehicle registration management under the ministry, and the procurement process of the road equipment for the new districts. These included solicitation documents, valuation record, and contract award record. I wish to provide the following update. Number 1, Kasita petition over the issuance of new registration plates by joint stock company Global Security. In reference to the petition submitted by Kasita, the ministry noted the following issues and would like to address them as follows. Honorable Chair, through the minister, there was an issue of high cost of the new registration plates. And the response of the ministry is as follows: that the price of the new registration plates for newly registered motorcycles and motor vehicles is the same, because the solution technology of the registration plate is the same irrespective of the category of vehicle. However, for the existing fleet already registered, the principle of cross-subsidization was considered to alleviate the financial distress on existing vehicle owners, since these are already registered. So this principle informed the replacement pricing fee of minimum 50,000 for motorcycles and 150 for motor vehicles, respectively. Honorable Chair and members, the table below shows the schedule of fees for category of vehicles and the motorcycles. In the interest of time, I request that I proceed. You can read through and then maybe you raise questions. 1.2, Honorable Chair, absence of sensitization of consumers. Government recognizes the importance of sensitization of the public and all key stakeholders. The need for sensitization was one of the key reasons why the implementation of the project was postponed from 1st July 2023 to 31st October 2023 to allow government effectively sensitize the public and all key stakeholders regarding the implementation and benefits of the Intelligent Transport Monitoring System project. Accordingly, government has developed a communication strategy to be used as a guiding tool for sensitizing the public. Honorable Chair, a copy is attached as Annex 1. Yes. It is important to note that the main objective of the ITMS is mainly to improve security and curb crime. Therefore, the request for piloting the implementation for a span of 5 years may not be a feasible option given the ever-increasing crime rate in the country. However, a pilot was carried out with some vehicles, including government vehicles, public service vehicles, and motorcycles. Next, Chair, unemployment fears. The implementation of the project is not a threat to the existing tracking companies because the tracking data generated by the project will be security information and will not be open to the public, except on special request in accordance with the Data Protection and Privacy Act 2019. Furthermore, private vehicle tracking companies will continue to provide their specialized tracking services to their clients, since a vehicle can be fitted with more than one tracking device without affecting its functionality if fitted properly. In addition, the project will generate close to 1,000 employment opportunities for the local population through recruitment of various personnel at the establishment fitment centers across the country and at the domestic manufacturing facility. It is important to note that the implementation of the project does not in any way affect the operations of private tracking companies, clearing agents, or any other organization. Number 4, Chair, data protection stock control. All data collected under the project will be strictly managed by Uganda Police Force in accordance with the Data Protection and Privacy Act 2019. Therefore, there will be no threat of data sharing which will compromise the security of the public. Chair, next is administrative bureaucracies. The new registration plate regulations require the vehicle owners to inform the Chief Licensing Officer as follows: subject to sub-regulation 1, where a motor vehicle is involved in an accident or where, under other unforeseeable circumstance, the electronic device is tampered with, the person in charge of the vehicle or the owner shall make a report. The Chief Licensing Officer within 24 hours from the time of delivery of an electronic notification about the tampering from the Chief Licensing Officer. Due to the fact that registration plates are digital devices that have to be synchronized with the project systems, the registration plates will be fitted with secure tamper-proof locking mechanisms, and all fitment and removal of registration plates must be authorized. For this reason, an online management system will also be deployed to promptly respond to the public and also notify the Chief Licensing Officer regarding, among other issues, the fitment and refitment of the registration plates. Furthermore, government intends to regulate all garages and repair facilities, thus ensuring that licensed garages and operators are trained on the procedure that will be followed in managing the removal and refitment of these registration plates. The other issue, Honorable Chair and members, was about the setting up of registration plate fitment facilities. The service provider is setting up fitment facilities across the country for fitment of registration plates in selected border posts. We have Marava and Mutukula. These are vehicles which are first registered in Mombasa, pay all the taxes, and then they are first registered at Mombasa, at Marava and Mutukula, but also in the regional offices for post-registration, which will include, but not limited to, Kampala, 4 centers: Jinja, Arua, Maraba, Mutukula, Mbale, Fort Potom, Barara, Busia, Gulu, Kabare, and Hoima. The service provider will in addition provide mobile fitment units to fit vehicles in locations where permanent fitment facilities are not available. For fitment in car bonds, Honorable Chair, temporary fitment facilities will be established in 10 bonded warehouses within Kampala, and also mobile fitment facilities will cater for bonds without the temporary fitment facilities set up. This has been arranged with the service provider. 1.7, security concerns. The project is a government project of Uganda, security-related project. All data and personal information will be managed according to the state-of-the-art security technology in line with domestic and the global best practices. All information will be handled and stored as per the Uganda Data and Privacy Act 2019. Chair, next is change of initials to codes for government vehicles. The new registration plates have also come with new codes for vehicles belonging to government ministries, departments, and agencies. These new codes were informed by the fact that the alphabetic characters for identification of all MDAs, or what we call the alphanumerical, were exhausted, and the exhaustion of the alphabetical characters had led to sharing of the same alphabets between some MDA. For example, letter B, Chair, you look at commissions such as Electoral Commission, Health Service Commission, Public Service Commission, Uganda Law Reform Commission, Judicial Service Commission, Uganda Human Rights Commission, etc. All these, there are like about 10 commissions under B, and irrespective of the mother ministry, and this causes some confusion when it comes to identification. In the new arrangement, new codes have been assigned to every MDA for easy identification, and the public will be sensitized to ensure that these codes are understood. So if you have Ministry of Works and Transport, say 001 or 01, so all agencies under Ministry of Works with blue number plates will have that code to be identified by the supervising mother ministry. Honorable Chair, those codes are attached under the copy of the Traffic and Road Safety Registration Plates Regulations 2022 for ease of reference, including all local governments and municipalities. 1.9, status of credibility of the service provider. Honorable Chair, the government conducted due diligence on the service provider to establish the credibility of the company, and the company was found compliant. Further still, due to the fact that the required solution involved specialized comprehensive security requirement that could not be easily sourced locally, government sourced joint stock global security supply the intelligent transport monitoring system. Honorable Chair, this matter was before Parliament, you recall, and I think Attorney General was tasked to report on this, and Parliament cleared this. 1.10, the use of technology being used in the intelligent transport monitoring system. Honorable Chair, a relatively similar technology is being used in Russia, mainly using cameras. This is facilitated by the high camera density spread out across the country. The government carried out due diligence in Russia and opted to use both cameras and tracking devices to track the vehicles in Uganda. In addition, a pilot was done with some vehicles, including government vehicles, public service vehicles. I had already mentioned this. Compatibility of track gadgets and electronic units. Honorable Chair, the tracking gadgets will not affect the electric system of the vehicle because they will be fitted by fully trained and certified technicians. The relationship between the government and the service provider. Honorable Chair, as you are aware, this is a build and operate transfer, and it will be fully transferred back to government after 10 years. Chair, that was part one of Casita, and those were the issues raised in the petition. With your permission, allow me to proceed to the progress on road safety campaigns. Through my minister, Honorable Chair, the ministry launched the National Road Safety Action Plan on 14th October 2022, not 2023. I think that was a typo. That sought to provide the development, implementation, monitoring, and evaluation of interventions aimed at improving road safety in the country. One of the objectives of the National Road Safety Action Plan is to improve safety of road users. Chair, the target of this plan is to reduce the number of road traffic deaths and injuries by 25% to 26, and contribute to the attainment of the second decade of action for road safety goal of reducing road traffic death and injury by 50% by the year 2030, and also the SDG 3.6 and 11.2. One of the interventions in the action plan is enhancing and sustaining road safety awareness campaigns. The situation analysis carried out during the preparation of the plan revealed, among others, that there was blatant and poor road user behavior and indiscipline of road users in Uganda. Therefore, road safety awareness campaigns would go far in influencing safe road user behavior. Chair, last financial year, 2022-2023, the ministry benefited from many stakeholders who had actively joined the road safety advocacy and awareness to promote road safety campaigns. The National Road Safety Week, launched on 6th December 2022, was carried out with the theme Together for Border Safety. Several road safety awareness programs with stakeholders were carried out, including campaigns in Rwenzori Diocese in memory of the late Bishop Charles Gonza, the road safety campaign in the Albertine region in partnership with the Petroleum Authority of Uganda and Safeway Right Way, the campaign on helmets for kids by Vivo Energy, and these have been now approved by UNBS. The road safety campaign by Road Safety Advocacy Coalition, this is a CSO, a number of CSOs under the umbrella Rosaku. On risk factors, helmet use, seat belt use, child restraint, speed, and drink driving. Next was general road safety awareness in partnership with the Nile Breweries, border safety in Rugazi in partnership with Prudential and Red Cross, the media campaign by KCCA sponsored by Bloomberg Initiative for Road Safety. These campaigns, however, have not had a desired impact because they reached a small population and they were not sustained. Behavior change requires sustained for long-term intervention. Chair, in this financial year, with support of Global Safety Partnership, GRSP, the Ministry is preparing media content to disseminate the amended Traffic and Road Safety Act and the regulations on key 5 risk factors: speed, drink driving, helmet use, safety belt, and child restraints. A communication strategy in this regard was prepared and will be implemented in the dissemination. It was expected, Chair, that with enhanced government financing, a mass media campaign would be rolled out across the country starting this year. The ministry was allocated, and this budget was approved by Parliament, Chair, support road safety implementation and awareness campaigns. However, none of the funding has been released this quarter under 2023-24. Most of the money, as I showed down in quarter 1, when you look at the release, according to the action plan and the policy statement, 500 million. Under development, it is 0, but under recurrent, 500 million has been warranted this quarter, but of course under budget lines showing different items. So, meaning it may not still do much. The ministry will only work within the meager resources to carry out a few sensitization programs, just like you mentioned in your communication. Chair, that was the second issue. And on the third issue, progress of the motor vehicle registration management under the ministry. Chair, number 3 in your letter, you indicated that motor vehicle registration is under the Transport Licensing Board. But as you are aware, the Traffic and Road Safety Act 1998 Amendment 2020 Act repealed the Transport Licensing Board and the National Road Safety Council. So this function is carried by the Department of Transport, Registration and Safety under the ministry. That was just a clarification. The ministry took over the management and administration of motor vehicle registration on 3rd November 2021 from URA. As a result of the takeover, a number of changes have been undertaken over the last 20 months to enable seamless and smooth transition. Some of the changes undertaken include the realignment of process flows to reduce turnaround time, enhanced and accelerated knowledge transfer, introduction of innovative solutions like queue management to avoid congestion, archiving system, number plate management system, and file retrieval system to improve customer experience, improvement of security of the systems at the facility through the installation of CCTV cameras and facial recognition for access control, given the sensitivity of the project. Digital registers and a series of network controls have been introduced to improve the system security, dedicated customer care center to improve service delivery. Chair, these are some of the specific objectives: efficiency of the business processes, implementation of the new registration plates, customer satisfaction, voluntary compliance, and also sensitizing the public on this project. Progress so far made. The project titled Streamlining the Management and Administration of Motor Vehicle Registration was approved by the Development Committee of the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development after fulfilling the requirements of the PIP or Public Investment Plan. The project was allocated the code 1774 with components of motor vehicle registration and construction of the one-stop center building, among others. Chair, under Roman figure 1, as of 31st July, it shows a total of 1,859,750 vehicles that are registered on the e-tax database. And below is the table shows the tabulation under vehicle category for the last 4 years. When we took over before November 2021, 21, 22, 22, 23, and so far 23, 24. So that brings that grand total of 1,859,750. Chair, this project also generates non-tax revenue, and for the period between November 2021 to date, the ministry has so far collected. Of course, this money is collected by Uganda Revenue Authority. The ministry only does processing, but through fees paid to URA. So we've generated 233 billion 413,559,657. Chair, the details are shown under for that period, and if beginning this financial year for July, the year has just started. We have so far collected 10 billion.9. Chair, other issues, I will just summarize them in the interest of time. There is also customer relations management. There is also a number, a call center you can call in case you have any issues. We continue to digitize motor vehicle records because for purposes of the digital number plates, we need this. We also have a project management consultancy where the specifications for the new system for motor vehicle registration components will be supplied by the ITMS group. Staff recruitment, Chair, out of the, because this is a phased approach, we will not open all the offices. So this year we are intending to open a few offices with a total number of 119 staff. But because of limited funding, only 66 staff have been so far recruited, and we're leaving a gap of 53. Next, of course, I have also mentioned about the new system that will replace e-tax for vehicle registration. As you are aware, e-tax mainly is for revenue collection. So they have just a small module for registration, which we are using for transition. Next, construction of the one-stop center building to accommodate driver licensing and other regulatory licensing along Station Road Railway. Honorable Chair, through my minister, the ministry signed a contract on 22nd June 2022 with a company called Vicon Construction to construct a one-stop center office building to house Uganda driving licensing system, motor vehicle registration, and other related regulatory functions at a contract sum of 55 billion. Symbion Uganda Limited is the supervising consultant on behalf of the ministry. The percentage of progress is close to 10% at the stage of completion of the substructure. There is an outstanding payment of about 3 billion, 3.1 in favor of the contractor, and 825 million in favor of the supervising consultant. However, Chair, this year, allocation for both contractor and the supervising consultant is 6 billion, although the ministry had thought maybe about 20 billion would have been allocated to have this activity finished, since the contractor promises to finish within 24 months. Challenges, Honorable Chair, through my minister, the management and administration of motor vehicle registration has not been effectively funded. Currently, there are outstanding invoices of about 4.4 billion, and this financial out of the required 28 billion, only 6 billion was appropriated. This is likely to affect the service delivery, increased non-tax revenue because we have targets set by Minister of Finance, and also the progress on the construction of the one-stop center building, which requires at least 26 billion, of which 6 billion was appropriated. Some of the challenges currently faced by the ministry include limited staffing levels, insufficient public awareness on the project, and also related service within the population, leading to low compliance, inadequate offices and services in the country regions, border posts and seaports. There is a need for decentralization of this project, but lack of resources to cater for the day-to-day operations also affecting the project, including office tools. Chair, through the Minister, there is a letter which the Minister wrote to his counterpart requesting for additional funding. It is attached as Annex 3. Chair, since the conclusion, the Minister had directed me to read this. With his permission, I want to request that the Minister concludes.
Okay, thank you very much, Commissioner. Honorable Chair, before I bring to conclusion, I wanted to through the other item of procurement of the road equipment units for the 16 districts, and I will take you through this. You realize my presentation has a background history on how we started with the procurement of the equipment from 2022 when we had the 122 districts, but now they have increased.
Honorable Minister, we had requested some specific documents. I would request that you table them as you submit, then you submit.
We have a write-up which we have saturated, but when we are coming with the documents, the solicitation documents, what have the procurement file, these people thought we are not coming, but I've called them, they are bringing the procurement file.
Before we finish the procurement file, we have arrived here, they are bringing it. Okay, thank you very much. In 2015, government initiated procurement of road construction equipment for the 122 districts under loan financing from the Japanese Bank of International Cooperation. The equipment was delivered by Ms. Sumitomo Corporation of Japan in 2017.
Some documents we are saturating them.
You see, that's why what is this
It has come.
thing there? Maybe it needs to. What is it, Honorable Minister? Look at that document.
It says he wants procurement equipment 16 districts, 20 government.
This is a brief. Does it involve that has the equipment was delivered by Ms. Sumitomo Corporation of Japan 2017. In 2019, the government decided to procure additional equipment for the newly created districts using the government of Uganda funding. We invited Ms. Sumitomo Corporation of Japan to submit a bid under direct bidding since they had previously represented the manufacturers to supply equipment in 2017. It should be noted that manufacturers don't supply equipment directly to the buyers, but rather through their distributors. Ms. Sumitomo Corp had been recommended by JBIC in 2015. Sumitomo Corp submitted a bid in November 2019 with CIP Kampala pricing, which was not compliant with the solicitation document requirement and had many costs like taxes, clearing and forwarding, and the PDI not included in the final price, implying that another service provider with additional costs would be needed to complete the supply. Analysis of Sumitomo Corp pricing indicated a sharp increase in prices compared to their 2017 supply, which needed justification. The bidder refused any attempt to discuss pricing and the delivery terms, yet a market survey with the equipment's local distributors indicated the lower DDP prices. A new procurement process under restricted international bidding was initiated by inviting local equipment distributors, including Sumitomo Corp, to submit bids for the supply of the equipment. The prices offered by the eventual successful bidders were indeed lower than those offered by Ms. Sumitomo Corp in the prior direct procurement process with this firm. Honorable Chair, no contracts were signed for the supply of equipment due to the COVID-19 pandemic and lack of funding for the project. The procurement was restarted in December 2022, that was last year, and a direct domestic bidding process with the equipment manufacturers, local distributors. Honorary Chair, while a unit of road equipment comprises a motor grader, a wheel loader, a vibro roller, 2 dump trucks, and a water bowser, the vibro roller was not included in the procurement process due to the budget limitation of 63.5 billion Ugandan shillings required to procure all the equipment. Only 55 billion, that is Ugandan shillings, had been earmarked in financial year 2022-2023. While the contracts were signed with Miss Victoria Equipment and Miss Pia Motors Limited for the supply of the equipment, as a result of the bidding process, only that Miss Victoria Equipment Limited is being implemented since only 28 billion was released for the procurement of equipment in financial year 2022-2023. This amount has financed 80% of the contract, with Miss Victoria Equipment Limited leaving the balance of 6.3 billion, that's Ugandan shillings. These funds were not included in the budget for the equipment during financial year 2023-2024. In order to conclude the contract with Victoria Equipment Limited, finance a contract for trucks with CPR Motors, and also procure vibro rollers to fulfill the requirement for a road unit. As I told you above, a supplementary budget of 33.5 billion Ugandan shillings is required. The ministry is planning to procure bituminous road units for cities and urban councils under the same scheme that the government used to procure district equipment in 2017. A detailed analysis of the brief is attached in Annex 1, Honorary Chair, and the members, since they have copies, they may wish to read. With those two submissions, there were many, but you allowed us to make them into 2. Honorary Chair, we beg to submit. Maybe if there is any other concern and guidance, we welcome it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. And the team colleagues, we are going to start the engagement, and I would request that we be straight to the point, because time is moving very fast. So when you get an opportunity, to the point, and strictly not exceeding 2 minutes. So I'll start with Honorable Nsibambi on.
Yeah, Honorable Chair, thank you very much. Mine is procedure, important documents, but for record purposes, they are not signed, so we don't know whether it is procedure right for us to receive all documents when they are not signed, at least for record purposes.
Thank you. You see, when I was to look at the document, I thought actually he would withdraw the document because it does not reflect any seriousness to be a government document. One, it has no. You see how you can imagine a minister, they just wrote, even the person has a bad handwriting. It must be an engineer. And our letter was very clear on what we required of this procurement. So I think Honorable would be more smarter and give us better organized documents in regard to this procurement.
Thank you, Honorary Chair. We apologize for that, but if there are other documents of our signature, you can allow us quickly. We sign those we can, and those we cannot, we shall improve in the future, Honorary Chair. We are here, all of us, the PS is here, I'm here. The paper here, we can sign those which require signing.
It's not where is it in order really? Yeah. For the whole Ministry of Works to come up with, and you say, I am available to sign them. Somebody has said that if I am the president and I ask the minister and he can't tell me the details which I need to know, tell me how do I run this government? Who has been picked from being a politician to be a PS? No. For you are a PS and you have gone through the radars. We are privileged.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable. You see,
Honorable Chair, this is a reflection on how they take your leadership here. So take this matter very seriously.
Chair, I beg your
I know. But to the last point of award, and we had indicated we wanted payment slips of the money you are talking about that has been paid, the 80%.
She was not ready to make the presentation today. Because when I look at what the minister is presenting this one here, you are receiving a document from the ministry. But now when you look at this here, what I expected of you is when you have this, all this what you are telling the chairperson should have been an attachment, references, irrespective of where you have printed it. In your summary, you make reference to those attachments. It makes it easy for us to follow. So to me, it just shows that I think you are not...
I do accept the comment you are making. A procurement has got a process with advertisements and everything. That's why at first I was insisting I had looked at the same document, that it was lacking some of the information it required. That's why I insisted that another document is coming up before you finish. But he insisted I should lay that one. Then more too, I do agree with Honorable colleague Okupa. Because of the main person, I think, was taken over by events. But we decided to come because you are our supervisors. But for anything which goes on wrong, we can communicate. The minister is not very far, they bring, or if we wish.
But you see, because we wanted now to interrogate at the point of submission, how many submitted, how many, the financials, the evaluation team, we cannot...
I'm not persuaded by the explanation given by Mr. Bagayawaiso, the PS, Minister of... You know, Mr. Chairman, we have been discussing documents unsigned. That means it's hard for the documents that have different signatures, the naming, and somebody can be manning this ministry without our knowledge, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable colleagues.
Mr. Chairman, I want to seek clarification. This is jumbled. I have read this, but I've not understood. For the financial year 22-23, how much have you received, how much did you receive, and what was the shortfall in respect to the procurement of the equipment? And then number two, Mr. Chairman, I heard the minister say that they have started the procurement of equipment in the 16 districts. I would want clarification. You lay on table, which are these districts? Which districts are these? And then finally, Mr. Chairman, the minister says in this presentation that there is no budget.
Honorable colleagues, I think there is our senior colleagues behind.
Dr. Bukenya.
Okay, it's okay.
The minister says in this presentation that there is no budget in this financial year for the procurement of equipment in the cities. Mr. Minister, sir, whose problem is this? Is it ours or is it yours? Who was supposed to prepare this? And then if it is not there, what is now the plan for the cities? Because, Mr. Chairman, for us who come from the cities and the new districts, there is a very big problem. What is now the plan to salvage the problems in the cities and the new districts?
Procedure. And you keep it short, Honorable colleague.
We are discussing documents that are not signed. Are we proceeding on well to discuss documents?
Clarity purposes, kindly check our letter. We were requesting for specific documents. But as we close that, how much money in specific figure have you paid to the contractor?
Honorable Chair, I've seen how things are moving. My people, they're also human beings. I beg to withdraw my presentation on procurement of the new equipment for the districts for resubmission on a day given to us, either tomorrow or the other day. Then I request, Honorable Chair, you consider the discussion of the earlier alone submission on issues to do with casita, road safety, and multi-fuel registration, so that we go back, we organize our house. This is government's money. We need the good accountability. I personally need good accountability. I organize my house. We come back at another day, tomorrow, the other day, to discuss the issues of these equipments when we have all the relevant information which you need. I beg to submit.
I think by Friday, today is when? Wednesday. Would you have these documents by Friday?
This Thursday.
Wednesday. So would you have these documents by Friday?
Yes, Honorable Chair.
PS, are you sure?
The documents are there on the file,
Uh-huh.
but also on a rejoinder to what the Vice Chair has said. When the finance gives us the money, we have the records, and we're the ones who spend. Like we wanted 55 billion for the new equipment. So they gave us 28, and we had a shortfall of 27. And we read this matter here last week. So all these documents are with us. There's no dispute. The money they gave us is the money we spent.
Okay. Let's wait for those documents. And now, the first process that collapsed and the second process that has resulted into a contract. Thank you very much. Go on to the casita petition. Let's guide ourselves as such so that we are systematic. Honorable Mwezo.
Mr. Chair, that the response to the petition should have been signed.
Honorable Chair, I beg to lay the signed response to the 3 issues on table for purposes of record keeping.
Honorable Chair, I have an objection with all due respect. The Honorable the response relating to 3 issues, but the one issue you have now withdrawn. So how can you sever that one?
Other 3 issues,
Okay.
which he earlier guided, we make it 1.
That's okay. Thank you.
Okay, I think
We are the joint committee of this very committee and that of security handling a petition from the Honorable Sarah Opendi. And Mr. Chair,
sorry.
Mr. Chair, you're exciting us and
I'm not exciting you, but I want to reject this signature. And Honorable Minister, go and do some. You can minister, and then the committee allows them.
Much
as such.
obliged, Honorable Chair.
Thank you very much.
Honorable Chair, can I also propose that the documents are...
Mr. Chair, we raised a minority report to the effect that we did not agree on quite a number of issues with the majority report on the ITMS. And Mr. Chair, it's on record in the answer that both reports were adopted by Parliament and they were supposed to be harmonized. Minister of Works and that of his security went ahead to implement a program whose a program without the harmonization. And Parliament requested the Minister of Security to table the harmonized position. Up to now, no such a document has been tabled. Mr. Chair, it is a very vital document that we must base on. So I don't think that we are still proceeding on well for us to handle this very matter without that harmonized position, which the minister was to table. That put aside, Mr. Chair.
Finally.
Mr. Chair, when you look at table 1 point, is it 1 point? No, the first table. It's table 1A of the cost. The current cost of a number plate is 137. The current 137,000. When now you raise it to 714, 300, this is abnormal. It's quite abnormal that our people, particularly the border people, cannot manage. Neither can our people, even drivers like us, manage this. So it's something that I pray that this committee does not accept. Mr. Chair, in the minority report, we raised the matter, Mr. Chair, that due diligence was not carried out. And we demanded, I'm hitting it last. We demanded that the facts be brought on board. Facts on whether due diligence was conducted.
Procedure.
There are no facts.
Procedure, Honorable Chair. Thank you, Honorable Chair. Whereas I agree with the issues, I'm wondering which document we are discussing after you have advised the minister to go and bring a proper document. So are we proceeding well when the Honorable Balimwezo is quoting a document which you have already...
That the minister, on his own commitment, he says this is a true record. And for continuity of this meeting, I think we discuss this document. But we require that he submits a fully signed...
Of course, the copies were fewer. But even those ones that were supplied, Mr. Chairman, some of them have been ruled unfit for the information you require of the ministry. May we be guided which documents now should the minister or the technical team collect such that we don't get confused. They should collect what you don't want us to discuss before we are confused with these documents.
One, the first document that we want for the contracts of the machines, well, that was really a junk of its own. So that they should go and sort themselves out. The document that I am Wednesday, 2nd August 2023, and
listening to the members, but also given where we have started and the inconsistency on the issues of the documents. Chair, I want to beg your indulgence, if it pleases you, that we ask the ministry to go back and come back more organized properly with all these documents. Because I have now seen Honorable Kabusit raising the issue. Honorable Kabusit, I don't know where he has even gone. So I think
so send a straight record, because having uncoordinated...
Order. You're out of order, by the way. For
government recognized its unreadiness to proceed with this intelligent vehicle monitoring system and decided to defer implementation until after sorting out a few issues. I want to concur with what Honorable Balimwezo said. The House adopted both the minority and majority reports, and there is need for us to know what position government has taken on the recommendations in all those two reports. But also, Chair, the ministry should tell us. It's one thing to tell us that you benchmarked about this company, but in your own document, you have mentioned that there is a similar technology being used in Russia, but mainly cameras. That's what Russia is using.
Honorable colleagues, Honorable Balimwezo, I think it's absolutely wrong, and I will request Honorable Byanyima to come and sit in front. I'll offer you a seat.
Chair, and this is on page 6.
Honorable, Honorable Sarah. Honorable,
Chair, the point I'm raising is that the ministry, in its report to us, is saying that a similar technology is being used in Russia. But the Russian one is facilitated by the high camera density spread out across the country. Chair, we have installed cameras in this country. Spent taxpayers' money. And I'm sure it was a loan and we are paying back. These cameras have up to now not helped us to solve the problems that we thought we would solve. And now, if you're talking about the high density, high camera density spread out in Russia, why wouldn't we go for a similar technology other than us now gambling, picking piecemeal vehicle tracking when your cameras are not effective and not working? So I see a complete, Chair, we are going to end up with a similar challenge where we are going to spend money, pay this company for 10 years, and they will transfer something that is actually of no benefit at the end of the day. The security things, concerns you think we are going to solve may not be solved. So for me,
thank you, Honorable Sarah.
I think the ministry should give us more.
Thank you, Honorable.
Yes, other than just telling us that they suspended because they need to sensitize Ugandans.
All
There
right.
are other issues you have discovered which you are not talking about.
Thank you, Honorable Sarah. Now, Honorable colleagues, there was an issue about the procedure, and I really want to request.
Enough time for us. But I'd like to make one rejoinder.
Honorable colleagues.
With regard to a statement by Honorable Valimwezo, with due respect, this ministry has been very cooperative with the Committee on Infrastructure. Very, very cooperative. No. No, yes, we have been very cooperative, and we really respect this
Even
committee.
the Honorable Ministers laughed at the PS. Yes.
No. I'm
Honorable
telling the
PS,
truth.
make your point.
Okay,
You
sir.
conclude.
Now, we have a function in Tororo, so maybe you'll excuse some of us. We are going to commission the rehabilitation works for the meter gauge railway.
Tuesday there is a scheduled meeting, I think. Monday. Are you available on Monday?
Monday is cabinet.
Monday is cabinet day.
But Friday,